Can somebody tell me just what the hell is going on today? Like, I woke up today just thinking it was gonna be your average Friday, and then all of a sudden, just like a fucking RKO straight out of goddamn nowhere, there is brand new Iron Maiden. I just got off work a couple of hours ago, and I did try to upload a reaction to that video, but not to my surprise, YouTube shot that shit down. I was just gonna see if I could get away with it. I know a lot of other people do like reactions and stuff to that, and I was hoping I could do the same, but it was blocked worldwide. Nobody could see it but me. A little bummed about that because it's such a good music video. But you know, what can you do? This is basically the next best thing. So today, like I said, out of really nowhere, you know, a lot of other bands have released albums, but Iron Maiden is just like, by the way, hold my beer. We're releasing a new single. So that kind of takes precedent because I like Iron Maiden much more than those other bands. Not that I really talk about albums or anything really on this this channel. You know, if I'm particularly interested in it and I love it and I like it, I will, if I have the time. And this was definitely something that I really wanted to do because I fucking love Iron Maiden. You know, they are so influential to just metal in general. And my favorite Iron Maiden album is definitely The Number of the Beast. Like, this album is just so fucking good. Just 10 out of 10. You know, Number of the Beast. If you're not singing Number of the Beast in your head right now as I say it, then get the fuck off my channel right now. I kid. But I'm not. But seriously, like, Number of the Beast, great fucking album. And honestly, Iron Maiden is one of those bands that I always tell people, like, they're like, hey, David, you like metal. What's a good way to get into metal? And I'm just like, this album right here. Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast is a perfect way just to start into metal. Because this album is so good, all killer, no filler. And it's just so good, man. But for their new single, I hope this leads to a new album, because, you know, I thought Book of Souls was going to be the last thing Iron Maiden ever did, to be quite honest. I was like, okay, this is their final album, but it seems like every time I say that about a band, I'm like, okay, this is their final album, you know, this is the last we're going to hear of any new material, and they're just like, oh, by the way, fuck you, we're releasing something new. So I gotta stop saying that about bands nowadays. But as far as the song that goes, The Writing on the Wall, it's killer. I like it. Now, don't expect anything aggressive and urgency and just, you know, just aggressive and violent out of them. It sounds like an Iron Maiden song, but it's not going to be as fast-paced and have that urgency as like older Iron Maiden. In fact, it would be more at home in Book of Souls if I had to say anything about it. And this album, what am I fucking talking about? I don't even know anymore. So excited because I didn't expect any of this to happen today. In fact, I didn't be expecting to make this video today, ladies and gentlemen. But as far as the song goes, The Writing on the Wall, it's good. It's very groovy, you know. It's really hard not to really just kind of headbang and groove along with it. It's great, and the music video that goes along with it is fucking awesome. Oh, man. There's a lot of, like, little Easter eggs and references to Iron Maiden just scattered throughout the whole video. Now, the one thing that caught my eye the most is one of the four riders of the storm, or the four riders of the apocalypse, is each one is a different Eddie. So, like, the first one you see is, like, Killer's Eddie with a hatchet. And my personal favorite is the Somewhere in Time Eddie, where he's, like, all, like, cyborg, and he's got, like, a futuristic pistol. I lost my fucking shit when I saw that, because that's my favorite version of Eddie of all time. The Summer in Time Eddie has that look that I just absolutely love. And so seeing that was a real treat, ladies and gentlemen. And the song itself was great. It sounds and feels like Iron Maiden. Like I said, it sounds like it's more at home from somewhere in like Book of Souls. Like I said, it's not as energetic and fast paced and has that urgency that you would expect to hear on something like A Number of the Beast, but it sounds really good. There's some really tasty guitar sounds in here and drums, and the whole thing I found myself really grooving along with it. I didn't hear it and think, oh, this is, just an old band trying to be themselves when they were younger. And you can definitely hear his age in his vocals. Like, you hear that he's definitely, he's got some years on him now, but honestly, I think it sounds good. There's some spots where it's a little hard to understand what he's saying, but I found those, spots few and far in between, and just overall, I really enjoyed it. It was just a fucking treat to hear. And what I find with a lot of these older bands, like Iron Maiden and like AC/DC, they released one called Power Up. I'm not really expecting it to be like their best album in the history of ever. I just want it to sound and feel and have that energy and that soul of the band in the album. And that's what this song feels like. It sounds and feels and has that soul of Iron Maiden. So I was satisfied with it. I could be a critical asshole and say, oh, his voice, he's so old, he's just trying to reminiscent of his youth and whatnot. And I'm just like, can those people just shut the fuck up and just enjoy that we have new Iron Maiden in 2021? I never fucking expected this. And it sounds good. Like I said, the guitar work is great. The vocals sound good. You can definitely tell he's got some age on him now. But the whole thing, the presentation, the music video, the song itself, just all the little Iron Maiden, references and Easter eggs scattered throughout. Like, you can see Trooper Beer. Speaking of Trooper Beer, I'm actually wearing the Armored Maiden shirt. From, let's see, this is from Once Upon a Tea. Those guys. All my Iron Maiden shirts are fucking dirty because they got cat hair up the ass. And they are currently in the washer. So this would have to do. But the Trooper, man, fuck yes. Yes, the Trooper is so good. Go listen to that as well. Goddamn, you saw Trooper Beer, there was like Ed Force One, there was the Aces High Saloon in there. Like I said, the four riders of the Apocalypse are different Eddies. Eddie makes his, debut as a samurai, which I don't think was the first time we saw him as a samurai. Oh, fuck, I don't remember. There was, I know I saw it on an album cover or a poster. I don't remember where. If you know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comments below. But I will definitely leave a link to Writing on the Wall in the description below so you guys can go and watch it. Because like I said, I try to do a reaction video. I don't know how those people do it. They react to like music videos and stuff without it getting blocked. Every time I've tried to do something like that, it just gets blocked, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, Writing on the Wall was great. It was a real treat to see. I just got off work and I got the notification and I was like, what the fuck is happening today? Like, Jesus Christ, man. I was not expecting this at all. It's like, having dinner and then someone baked you a cake for absolutely no reason at all. And it was just a really nice treat to see. I didn't know they were doing this. I don't think anybody knew they were doing this. If they were doing this, I've just been hiding under a fucking rock for the majority of 2021. But I think we all have, honestly, through 2020 and 2021. But it was fucking great. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the comments below, let me know what you personally think of Writing on the Wall, and also let me know what your favorite Iron Maiden album is. And honestly, let me know what your favorite version of Eddie is. Last time we saw Eddie, he had like that Book of Souls look. But like I said, somewhere in time, Eddie, that like futuristic kind of like cowboy guy, it looked so fucking good. And I lost my shit when I saw one of the writers of the Apocalypse was somewhere in time, Eddie. It was really great. But overall, yeah, I dig it. I dug it. And honestly, if this leads to a new Iron Maiden album, which I think it will, if this is just a single, then, cool. New Iron Maiden, I dig it. But something tells me this might lead to an album. I hope it does. And if they do, I definitely will review it on my channel, ladies and gentlemen, because Iron Maiden is so good. It was one of the bands that kind of started me into metal. I started with Ozzy Osbourne, and my friend was like, well, if you like Ozzy, you'll like Iron Maiden. And then I fucking love Maiden, and people were like, well, if you like Maiden, you're like the Black Album from Metallica. And that made me a raving Metallica fan. And they're like, oh, you like Metallica, you like Megadeth. It was just a snowball of metal. It was a metal snowball. And I became a metalhead ever since, folks. And honestly, this, little single and music video gets the Danger Dave seal of approval. I really enjoyed it. It was just a treat to hear new Iron Maiden, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, that will be all the time I have for this episode. If you liked this episode, and if you liked Writing on the Wall, you know what you gotta do. I love you guys, and I'll see you at the next episode.